Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Hello. I have no idea what I'm doing. I wanted to do another 30-day challenge, and I've been thinking about what I want to do. It dawned on me that I have a need, and I think a lot of people do, of getting your thoughts out, which is why we do journaling and voice memoing thought. And I think it's really healthy too, because obviously therapy is an expensive thing at the time. And if you're if you're close to me in any way, you know how long-winded I can be. When I'm journaling, my thoughts are just going faster than my pen can keep up with. There's just something about talking through your thoughts that is very therapeutic for me. It helps me untangle all the mess that's up there. It helps me reflect, and sometimes when you hear your thoughts out loud, they're easier to grasp and they're easier to do something with, because when they're just up there in your head, they're so abstract and it's so easy to get lost up there. I spend too much time up there, so I've been taking meditation very seriously because I know how helpful it can be. When I was doing it consistently, and not even that long, it was only for a couple of weeks, I felt more calm, I felt more at ease. I just felt like I was taking the day slower. It was easier to identify, and because I was getting more efficient at finding the cause of the stress, it was easier then to cope with or manage. And I find that skill to be really helpful as a human being. There's usually a lot going on in between the ears here, so I'm working on it. I don't know how you guys feel about meditation, but I have seen the benefits over time. And like anything, you only see the benefit in the practice. Consistency is for another topic, because today we're going to be talking about new beginnings. It just hit 2023. Happy New Year, everybody. I've learned a lot over the past, I would say 3 years now. Since COVID, really. I moved to Arizona in the summer of 2021. Just wanted to see life outside of Wisconsin. I literally have always wanted to. And there was just a really cool opportunity to go do that. So me and my partner went and lived in the desert for 15 months. It was probably one of the scariest and most enduring things I've ever done. There were some pretty hard days out there, being really isolated during a very emotional time. Now that I'm back, though, I can really see how much different I am from when I left. People are scared of change, and we're not really good at the self-awareness that's needed to change our own behavior a lot of the time. This new beginning for me is definitely the most self-aware I've ever been, and it's kind of daunting to be more self-aware, because you can really start to see some of the things in the mirror that you hide from and overcompensate for. I don't know. Everything is always just falling into something new. And with that being said, there's just always going to be up and down. And I guess I'm trying to ride the roller coaster better instead of getting so attached to the high and the low. I'm trying to be just more coasting in the middle. For the next 30 days, I'm going to vlog a topic that leave a lot of room for discussion, mainly about things that I've either been struggling with or topics that I feel are really relevant in my life right now. I think open discussion on ideas like this with other people are what help us grow and have more diverse thought processes, and we can start to see the world in wider ways. We can become better people in that, and we can treat each other better. We'll have more compassion for each other because we'll know how to communicate more effectively. We get so comfortable with the old that even the possibility of something new is just so no. I'm super good on that side, because the only way you can really have progress is by shedding old versions of yourself. There's this really philosophical theory about it. You don't exist. There's no actual version of you. Every day you're taking in new information from the environment around you, from the people you talk to, from the things that you do, from the ideas that you have, from the inspiration that crosses your mind. You're literally never the same person. And the only thing that's ever consistent in who we are is just the story that we tell ourselves. It's something that I think about a lot because it helps me detach from the story I tell myself. Every single person has their own ego, their own map, their own perspective of the world, and we get very caught in it. Because this is the only experience we're having, it must be the truth. Your ego does not tell you the truth. Your ego just tells you a perspective. And it's protecting you. Your ego has good intention. It's like an overprotective mom. There are some times when you have to rationalize with an overprotective mom and be look, I get it, but at the same time, it's not that scary. I know this happened last time, but something different could happen this time. Trusting the universe a lot more and not being so attached to the outcome. I have a tendency to be overbearing with the outcome and like the overcompensation and wanting some sort of control in the outcome. I'm sure people are probably like, what the fuck was Shle on that one day? I didn't have a lot of self-awareness, so like I didn't understand what any of that was or what that was feeling like. Couldn't really identify it. But now that I am having more self-awareness and reflecting on some of the things I was going through, I'm again trying to be okay with this newer version of myself. I think we all struggle with like self-doubt, and I think there's a part of all of us that don't think we're good enough. And if you let that part of you completely take over, you really, really, really start to believe it. Anyways, when I was leaving Arizona, I could feel that I was different, and I was scared to come back because I didn't want to get caught up in the same habits that I had when I was already here. I really wanted to like start fresh. I'm just learning how to feel more at peace with what I have to offer as a person. When you're not confident in what you have to offer, you overcompensate. And I think that's a huge reason why I overthink, I overspeak, I overtext. I go above and beyond because it's like I'm trying to prove my worth. And it's a huge reason why I have an issue with perfectionism. It's a huge reason why I'm an overachiever. It's this attachment to my self-worth. So I feel like I have to like compete for it. So I always have to like do the most so I can show people that like I'm valuable, if that makes any sense. Actually, a lot of my shadow work is centered around like self-confidence, just not feeling worthy of things. Like once you start to understand yourself, you're just like, oh my God, like why am I like this kind of shit? You get through the shame and the guilt phase. You're like, all right, so I'm kind of fucked up, but I can manage it now. And it's just like so much more helpful as a person to be able to control what's up here. This is day 1 of my vlog challenge. The concept today was of new beginnings. What are your thoughts on new beginnings? Peace out.